YouTube, we right back at it. Bully Breakfast Club, part 2 of today's show, man. It's going down. It's Friday. Hey, I want everybody to make sure that they subscribe to the page. Make sure y'all share the page, man. Make sure that y'all like and comment. Engage in them comment sections every time. You know what I'm saying? It's real. We don't want nobody to feel like they can't engage with what's going on, man. Hottest information and education, the Bully Breakfast Club. Let's eat. We had a couple people on here that was trying to get on. Fizz, bro, is your connection good? Because I'm telling you, bro, you might have to put your phone on Do Not Disturb, bro. Straight up. It's going down, man. We about to get. All right, he said, I'm at the crib. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb before I tap you in, brother. Everybody put they phone on Do Not Disturb when y'all get on the live so y'all not spinning. I'm about to see. I'm waiting on co-host to get in here real quick, y'all. Unique, your phone is pranking, Unique. All right, man, let's get back to it, man. We talking about studs producing. I'm about to see what's going on, man. Rise and grind, everybody tuning in. Make sure that y'all follow the page, man. The Bully Breakfast Club. What's going on, brother? How you doing this morning?
What up, Play Mad? Pretty
Good,
good.
man.
Fucking welcome these puppies. Got this delicious drop, but
real quick before we get into it, introduce yourself, brother. Let them know where you're coming from.
Boomerang.
Well, my phone
Bullies.
won't
I'm out
be
of
great,
Detroit.
bro.
Boomerang Bullies out of Detroit. What's happening,
Yeah.
Detroit?
So I had some questions about cleft palates or cleft lips. How would you
As
guys
far as
deal
what
with
from
that?
from the vet, leave them.
From the vet, or just keeping the dog around? What'd you say?
I'm dead serious, bro.
Leave
I'm
them.
not even trying to be funny. I'm dead serious. If my vet come out, oh well, we see a cleft palate. Oh man, and y'all can keep them.
I wasn't going to say that.
Y'all can keep them. The reason, and listen, I got reasons behind it to support why I say that. It's gonna cost you so much more to try and keep that dog alive, and then you trying to, you know what I'm saying? So it's way more easy to just say, here, listen, Doc, you can keep him because you got a cleft palate.
Bro,
if you got a
was not trying to hear that.
if you got a cleft,
Yeah, well, I mean, I got some puppies. I got a puppy with a cleft palate. I got tube feed
see
the
the thing
dog.
about it, and the thing about it though is that that dog you have to keep that dog basically tube fed until they're like, I think, 8 weeks before they can do the surgery. You know, it's to me, I mean, it can be done, but it's a lot of work. It's gonna test your patience.
It definitely is going to test your patience.
And like one little hiccup, I mean, that puppy can aspirate. You feel me? And then like you might get to a point where it's like, dang, you done kept this puppy alive for 3 weeks doing everything that you had to do, in one little hiccup, and they might aspirate. And you be like, dang, man, like I done did this for 3 weeks. You don't get discouraged about what you got going on. You feel me? So it's like that's just one of them things where if it come with a defect and I can't, it ain't nothing that can be fixed right then and there, or sorry, Doc.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep these dogs alive, but I'm trying not to keep an attachment to them, in that way to where I'm gonna let myself down. But as far as if the dogs do stay alive,
if they do, I mean, if you push it for it or whatever,
probably.
I mean, by all means necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead and try. If this is your first time dealing with a cleft palate, you know what I'm saying, pup or whatever, test it out. I mean, the only thing that can happen is, I'm not trying to be a stiffler, but the only thing that can happen is a puppy can pass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as long as you don't
Right,
go
for
into
sure.
it being naive about it,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying that you are, but like don't go into it thinking that, okay, well, fine, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna say this dog, I'm gonna do everything I can to say this dog, and it don't go the way
I was going.
Right. No,
I'm
yeah, I'm not.
leaning on what Marissa was saying. Like, if you feel like you don't have the time and patience to keep them dogs alive, you do have other what's the word I'm looking for? Just a different resource of people that do rescue these dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you
I
don't
wouldn't
have
even
to
do
just
that, bro.
hold on real quick, Unique. So if you don't want to go with the option of just it's over with, you know what I'm saying? You do have these other companies that, you know, take the time to work with these dogs and try to keep these dogs alive and put these dogs in homes. Like there's a lady here that she, you know, they left a dog here with a cleft palate, and next thing you know, she kept it and kept him alive, and like he's running around to this day like healthy as can be. So it's not necessarily if you feel like
Right.
if it's too much for you, I get it. But if you are the type of person like I would be, like I'm bringing it to the crib, like I'm about to try my best to keep a dog alive. You know what I'm saying? And some people, they might get
Right.
discouraged because they were in it to breed and they feel like, dang, I'm just not going to get what I anticipated for this dog with this defect. But you still got families out
Right.
there that just want a dog. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if you want to go that
Yeah.
route as well, like that's a greater option to me. You know what I'm saying? But it will still be discouraging as a breeder with the intentions like this is how I feed my family, and you just can't get what you wanted to get initially. So, you know what I'm saying? Definitely
Right.
find I guess a dog shelter near you where they do rescue these type of animals and will give them the great care that they deserve, you know what I'm saying, on keeping them alive. Because at the end of the day, like, just because it was born like that don't mean it can't live a life, you feel me? So, yeah,
See, the
that's where
reason
I
why,
lean on
Right.
with it.
What? Yeah, and that's the thing is, do you think that the hereditary or the genes of that goes right back down to the
from
next,
when I was
the
from
next
Sometimes,
one? You know
bro.
what I mean?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't even breed
when I
today.
was listening to Dr. Kroon,
Yeah.
we had asked that question, and she said it's hereditary.
Yeah.
You know, so
Okay.
that's something.
So if your dog's got it, it's going to go to the next. It's going to trickle down, and possibly keep producing cleft palates or
Right.
cleft
Okay.
lips,
I
whatever.
got
So
a,
my,
I got a
I got a
question
quick
about
question.
this.
Right.
I got a
Yeah,
quick
Trap
question. Be back.
He
So,
pranked out. He pranked Toad out. So
No,
look,
I'm not, bro. That's why I said like
real quick on the same topic. Look, real quick on the same topic. So let's just say bro kept the cleft palate and it turned out to be the hardest dog at the litter. Out the litter.
throw
Are
that
y'all
shit.
still breeding to it?
Hell no.
bro,
He
listen,
said
it's a
no.
lot of people right, bro. It's a
I'm
lot of
good.
people right now. It's a dog in the
That's what.
game
Right.
right now that a lot of people is breeding to, and some of them wouldn't even know he has a cleft.
Yeah, I'm cool, bro, because I just
Me,
don't want
I
that
ain't
shit coming
know.
at my
A
puppies, bro.
cleft
Like,
palate
I
or a
gotta
cleft.
look at like that shit gonna come to my puppy, bro. I'm cool.
He said,
But my thing is though, like I said, back to that stud producing shit. People be thinking like these studs is God, bro. Like studs is not God. They be thinking like the female holds majority of the weight. So I feel like people be getting mad at the studs when your female not holding on the other end. You can't take a giraffe to a fire ass stud and think you gonna get all fucking fire. It don't work that way. People be saying that. Also, people say too, like the ugliest, like the top studs be having the ugliest moms, but that shit like hitting the lottery, bro. It's like you might hit the lottery with an ugly ass. You might get one fire ass pup out that whole litter, bro. That's just my personal opinion on that shit. If you're female trash, you might have some fire, but you won't have like majority 9 out of the 10 more like all the whole, like you might have one hitter out of 9 puppies. If your female is trash for real, I feel like the only way you gonna have a high powered litter is if you bring in the female to the, like if your female is just as fire as that stud and you breed into what you need, like you breed into what your female is lacking. People be going off the hype because everybody trying to go for the dollar. But if your female don't got no bulls and you want bulls, and you going to another dog that don't throw that shit just because of the hype, you ain't gonna get that shit.
right. Absolutely right.
That's why I don't be understanding like people get mad at those studs because they didn't get what they want. But you gotta get your own female. If your female don't got that shit, you ain't gonna get it.
I mean, yeah,
But then
sometimes you might
like
you
that,
might
that's
score though. We
everything
just was
too.
talking about that. You might score
Yeah,
with one.
that's like hitting the lottery though. It's like hitting the lottery. How many of us hit the lottery?
It's like it's all nature. You're relying on nature and
Yeah.
For
and
sure.
just
Hope
hoping
for
for
the
the
best, praying
best.
for the worst.
And you don't want to
I
do
wouldn't
that.
Hoping
breed
for
to
the
a dog with heart murmurs
preparing
either.
for hoping for
I bred
the
Kobe.
best, preparing for the worst.
Yes, sir.
Right.
But yeah, man.
I bred to Kobe with my little Pinson daughter, and she looks just like little Pinson, you know. And they both
Yeah.
got 187 homicide blood in them. Put the two together, like that's. I'm hoping to,
So, but
you
my
know,
thing is,
match
what
them
look are
two
you looking for
together.
though? You looking for like more so of a clean look, or are you looking for like an exotic look? Like, what are you looking for?
More nano, but clean, like
Yeah, that's what
keeping it
Kobe
clean. You know what
definitely
I
gonna
mean?
give you that clean. Yeah.
Not free. Yeah, right. And my girl is really clean too.
Yeah.
So that I was like, I'm gonna keep it like that, and obviously not too clean. I want a little bit of fronts, you know. But
All right. Well, sure, bro. We appreciate you jumping on, Boomerang, bro. Like, hey,
yeah,
if I were you, I would definitely look for a facility, a rescue facility. If you feel like it's just,
I got
yeah.
people I could home the dog with too. You know what I mean? Like just to see them grow up and what they see, you know, see what they
Yeah,
would
for
have looked
sure.
like, or you know what
Like,
I
bro,
mean,
I'm
or
telling
what I
you,
could have
bro,
been
just
dealing with.
because that's
Yeah. So,
happened, like, bro, it doesn't mean nothing, bro. I promise you. It's just like, damn, I'm not gonna be able to get that
right.
cheese like how I wanted to. But it's cool, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah,
go
like I
Mm-hmm.
said, just me personally,
Yeah.
go with
I'm
that
not
first.
I'm not breeded to it. I just can't breed to a dog with like a cut, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I wanted to hear. I wanted to know what people, you know, would do, or if I was like, yo, just so you know,
Look
this
at
dog got a
you,
Listen,
cleft palate.
I'm
Like,
keeping it a bean, bro. I'm dead serious. Like I done tried to deal with a cleft
Me too,
in one
my
of my
G. That shit
first
was good for the first 2-3
rungs,
weeks.
bro. And like you know how Playman said, yeah, you can do the
yeah.
rescue. But me personally, I look at it like this. I don't want to tarnish my name. I feel like
I don't feel like you would tarnish your name,
Right.
bro.
how though,
I feel
bro?
like
It's
you would be way more respected for
no,
trying to
no,
do
no,
something right for the puppies
no,
versus leave them
no,
at the vet.
Harry, you
no,
didn't try
Only
it.
the
Let it happen.
strong survive. If he
Hey,
no.
dies,
I'm
Y'all
gonna
he
can
keep it
keep
real
that.
with you,
dies.
bro. I had a cleft before, and that shit lasts for like I think it was 3 weeks, and then it died. Like that shit is like a heartbreaking thing, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
It
I
is.
mean, but
Survived
as
3
long
weeks.
as you went out trying, bro, y'all gotta
Yeah,
try, bro. Like,
I
are you
definitely
No,
gonna
tried.
bro.
feel?
I
Are you
tried.
gonna feel?
Nah,
How
listen,
are
no.
you
That
gonna
one
feel?
time I tried, maybe never
But
want to try
Playman,
again though.
Playman, listen, it ain't nothing wrong with trying. That's why I encourage. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you want to try it. I'm not knocking you to try it, but me, you ask me what
Bro,
I'm doing with? Oh,
y'all
bet.
know
This
me.
nigga Kava said if he
Yeah, I
dies, he
need to know how to
dies.
tube
Yeah,
feed anyway.
hey,
I
but
need to learn how to tube
I'm gonna
feed.
tell you, Boomerang. Like I got stuck with a whole litter, bro, and it to this day, like we still ended up losing the whole litter on some other shit. But the mama died, bro, and I kept them puppies alive, bro. All of them. Well, no, one of them
Mm-hmm.
died, but I kept the remainder alive, bro. And then some other stuff happened, and then they all died, and I was so
Okay, but here's the
crushed.
thing. But Playman, okay, but that's not. I ain't
Yeah.
mean to cut you off.
You
But
good?
did any of them puppies? Did
No,
any of
I
them
gave him
puppies
folic
have a
acid too.
cleft palate or a cleft lip? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, then. So that defeats the purpose.
But no, it doesn't. It's kind of like the
No,
same
he did say
situation.
no
Like
at the end
I
of the
No,
tube
had to
no.
feed
tube
him.
these.
Nah,
Yes,
they
it
way
is,
Yeah.
bro. I had
different
to
though.
sit back and tube feed the
Yeah.
I'd rather
puppies. They
tube feed
still
the
could have
pup.
died. I lost
I'd rather
one,
tube feed the
but at
puppies that
least
got
I
a
tried.
cleft.
I could have left the dogs like, damn, we ain't got the mom.
Okay,
It's over with. You see
okay,
what I'm
but
saying?
yeah, I
That's
no,
Right.
way different though, bro.
that's because of other reasons. But I'm saying from mechanical issues. If this dog comes out with a cleft, bro, I'm not taking no chances. I can't.
Yeah,
Heck
like I
no.
feel like what you saying is kind of different, bro. Because like if the mom died and it ain't got no cleft, it's a little bit easier to take care of those pups. Whereas if
Bro,
the
Exactly.
dog got a cleft,
no.
wrong
Do you
move,
Yeah.
do you
wrong
know
move.
how
Is.
do you know how tedious the process is of
Yeah.
tube feeding
Yeah,
the dog?
yeah, hell
No,
It
yeah,
I'm
that
asking
should be
look.
crazy.
Thiz. I'm
Oh,
asking
Yeah,
Thiz.
you gotta listen for the sound, all that shit. You gotta put the tube down to they
You
look,
got to
all
do
that
what?
shit. I heard like I was watching a lot of videos when you put the tube down, you gotta listen for a certain sound. You gotta listen for fucking. You gotta put it down the lungs and all that shit. Like I
No,
ain't
you
never.
don't want to put it in the lungs.
Yeah, not.
That's
I'm
what you
saying
don't
like
want to do.
I
In the
never tube
stomach.
feed, but I'm just saying from what I
Yeah.
seen, motherfuckers be listening for sound when they do the tube feeding and shit. Like if it gives a certain sound, you're doing it the right or a wrong way or some shit like that. I bottle feed. I ain't never tube feed, so I can't
See,
talk on something I ain't never did.
tube feeding is way better because you're getting straight into the stomach. But I'm telling y'all, man, like it is the same process. Like it can be discouraging because who wants to get up every 2 hours and tube feed 7 puppies? And the
It only
process
take, but I mean,
behind it,
no,
the
listen.
process. Hold on, listen real
That's the
quick.
thing.
The process behind this, you gotta warm this concoction that you didn't put together at 100 degrees. So you gotta whip it up. You gotta boil it to 100 degrees. You gotta test it. You know what I'm saying? To make you gotta get a thermometer, test it. You gotta make sure that you not going too far, not too less, not in the lung. Everybody gets the same amount, stimulating the own part. You gotta do this every 2 hours, bro. That
Right,
is a
but
process that a lot of people do not want to do. That
Yeah.
I
they don't.
understand that. But whenever you tube feed, you cutting your time in half of when it was on the mom. You only spending maybe 7 pups. You may be spending 20 minutes.
Yeah, but you still got
a lot of
you
running
still got to
around, dude.
process. You got to make sure you regulating the body temperature, all that, bro. It's a lot
I,
that plays a part.
That's why I
I
don't be
definitely,
bottle fed, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna be one of these people lying said I know how to tube feed and that. I never really tried to tube feed because like I'm scared of killing my damn pup. So that's why I ain't never tube. I always bottle fed, bro.
Bro,
So
it was either I was gonna go out, they was gonna either live or they was gonna die, and I wasn't just about to let them die, bro. I'd rather them die trying. You feel me? You
yeah,
feel me? That's
fact.
just what it is. Like it's
Yeah.
sometimes as a breeder, bro. Like you got to breed. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? If you really are passionate about what you're doing, you're gonna have to do what you got to do, bro. I was so tired. They'll tell you. All my Wolf Pit brothers will tell you, bro. I was tired. I was irritated. I was going off on people. Like I was tired. And then on top of that, this wasn't even my litter. You
Oh
feel me?
yeah, you
Like
tripping, bro.
I was going hard for it was for my
I
kennel
respect
partner,
acting
bro. I
that
was
way.
so tired,
You a
bro.
hell of a killer partner,
Bro,
bro. I swear to God, you a hell
man,
of a
I'm
killer
telling you a
partner.
lot,
Cause
bro.
I
I'm
ain't doing
telling you, but I
that. I
go
love my
hard
killer
like
partner
that.
to death, but I'm not tube feeding this whole litter. And that's my bro. We've been partners for 10 years, but I'm not doing that, bro. Like that like my thing is that tube feeding shit and just bottle feeding a dog, period, is a fucking habit.
Bro, hey,
yeah,
you
but
can
see,
only imagine.
when you
Look,
tube feed, I ain't gonna lie, like bottle feeding is dope because I done did them both. I done did bottle feeding and tube feeding. The only thing I can really say about tube feeding, you don't really have to worry about them aspirating as much.
right, because you getting
It's really,
straight down to it.
it's going straight. You going straight into the
Right.
belly.
But bro, you could think like you could only imagine like whenever I posted that video, like my kennel partner didn't know what I was gonna do. He was more so, such and such had a litter. Take the puppies over there. I'm like, man, hell no. Like, fuck it. This is my calling. I got to do it. So you can only imagine he on a cruise
Like,
and he can't
like,
even enjoy this cruise because
like,
he
I know,
gonna kill something.
I know Daquan, he don't use the mom at all. He only tube feeds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Daquan,
see,
only tube.
Daquan is a cold goat. That's how Pre is too. Pre don't let the mom entertain with them dogs at all. I
so
can't do that, bro.
so my thing is this though, the mom milk not the best form. You don't think the mom milk is the
Man,
best?
of course,
So why would
Man,
you
listen,
prefer tube
I at
feeding
one
than
point, bro, I was milking the
bro.
mom. I ain't gonna lie
I'm
to
letting
you.
the mom run.
so that's
I was
so my
milking
thing
the
is
mom.
if the mom is the best thing for them, why do people prefer tube feeding them other than giving them the mom milk?
That's what I'm talking about, Brad. What'd you say? What'd you say, brother?
I said, like, if the mom milk is the best thing for the puppies, why do some people prefer tube feeding them rather than giving them to the mom, let the mom feed them?
I mean, because at the end of the day, like you can still keep a puppy alive without the mama. Like it's a
Yeah,
fact.
that's
I've done it. You know what
facts.
I'm
I'm saying
saying? But
I've done it before,
I
but I'm
I
saying
don't know. That's just their process. Maybe they just don't want they don't want the mom to kill them, lay on them, whatever. They like it separate. Out 2 feet. Wop 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 wop. I can cut out for a couple of hours, come back. Wop 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 wop. It's really easy, but it's a tedious process too, especially if you never did it before, because you're just gonna be so like concerned, like, am I doing the right thing? But it's.
You don't.
Go ahead, Boomerang.
I had somebody come here to show me how to do it yesterday. It's definitely testing my patience. It's It's not easy, but it is easy, but it is tedious. There's a lot that making the milk, making sure you got enough milk, just the right, waiting the puppy to give him enough milk
Yeah.
is it's tedious. But and like you said, you might not even be able to keep that
Yeah, like I
puppy.
bottle,
It might
I
die.
bottle fed 3 litters
Um,
before. You know what I'm saying? Like I've only bottle fed. I've never tube feed, so I can't really give any type of information on
I'm,
tube feeding because I've never done it. I'm honestly scared of tube feeding. Even though people say it's easy, I'm just scared because you can put that shit down the wrong way and you fuck your old pup up. So
yeah.
like I'm
Yeah,
kind of
but I
scared
mean,
of tube
there's
feeding.
many ways. Once you put the tube in, there's many ways to, you know what I'm saying, to really assess if it's in the lungs or anything
Yeah, I was
like
looking
that. You
at
know what I'm saying?
videos actually the other day where they was talking about it's a sound you gotta hear or some shit like
I
that. Like when you
don't
blowing
know
the tube.
about that. I don't know
No,
about
he's talking
the
about
sound.
if you pinch the paw.
Yeah.
If you pinch the paw.
hey, before I get out of here, I just want to say shout out to Brad for letting me use Kobe for this little Panson daughter. Keep an
Oh,
eye
I
on this
know
litter.
it.
I'm about to
Your
step.
old name used to be Lil Cliff.
I still
Okay,
got that
okay,
name. That's
okay.
for
So
my little stud
I know
guy.
you look familiar. Okay, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yep. So I'm gonna head
Right
out of
on,
here. Let the
Boomerang.
next guy get on here.
Appreciate you
Appreciate
tapping
you.
in, fam.
Yep.
No
I
problem, man.
appreciate.
Appreciate you tuning in to the Bully Breakfast Club, brother. Have a good weekend. Stay blessed.
Hey, I
For
Yes, sir.
sure.
appreciate
Hey,
that, Brad. I'm
out
gonna
of here.
copy that link,
Yep.
bro, because I'm trying to learn all that shit. Even though I'm scared of tube feed, and it's still good to know.
You ain't even got to do. I mean, you can do that. I ain't no shade to that. But I got a video on my Instagram page, not that I'm showing you how to
Yeah, I'm
do it. And I'm
about to
gonna
look on.
post
I'm
it.
gonna tap
I'm
all the
gonna
way in.
post it. I'm about to post it on the Bully Breakfast Club so y'all can see. It's really, it's a tedious process, but it's doable, y'all. Y'all just got to do it. Lee Berg formula.
He wrote it right above,
Hey,
right
so the
below Ron.
question I had for you earlier, I don't know because I was obviously moving around and shit.
Okay.
So like the question I had when you doing your litters, why is it so much easier to get a hitter female than it is a stud? Like you will most likely get a couple of hitter females than you would like a top stud out your litter. So why is it like how is it? I feel like it's easier to produce a fire ass female than it is for a stud.
Yeah, but that fire female is gonna produce you a stud.
That's fact.
You got to get at least one out of the motherfucker. You got to. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to get multiple, but you gonna get it, bro. You gonna get it. You
That's
just
I'm a
gotta
firm believer
continue
on
to
that. Like,
breed it.
I'm a firm believer on that. I'd rather have an army of bad females because then females gonna produce my stud.
Like
Mm-hmm.
I said, I feel like it's easier to produce badass bitches than it is a stud. Like I feel like it's hard to produce that hitter,
And
that
it
stud that everybody gonna want to use for real. Like, but that
and it's
female,
because my fault.
I said, but that female, you feel me? That female, she gonna stand out. Everybody be like, yo, that female fire as fuck. But that stud is just, I feel like it's harder to produce that one than it is for females.
See, like what the stud, my opinion, like the stud gets chosen by the community. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta the
But that's
community got to
based off
base.
popularity too, though. Because
No,
if you say it could be somebody
no.
with a fire ass stud, bro. I know some people with some fire ass shit, but if they not known, ain't nobody gonna go to them. So I feel like a lot of times, like the more popular
Okay,
studs,
so
not
Fizz,
every time
so
like
though.
Fizz,
Brad,
real
I
quick. So
seen Brad come to Philly. You feel me? He was actually putting in footwork, so I seen that stud in person. That's why I could see why he's so top. Because I seen Brad going to all these shows. But I'm talking about people that don't go to shows. Like you won't see bait at
okay,
a show.
so now if you have a top stud or whatever, if you feel like you got a top stud and you don't show the world, how do you expect it to be a top stud if nobody knows?
Facts. Yeah,
You get what I'm
that's what I'm
saying?
saying.
Like it
Yeah,
all at the end of the day, like one hand washes the other, both wash your face. If you got a stud, you got to promote this stud. You got to put in the footwork to let everybody know that you got a stud.
Yeah.
You can't just expect you to just, you know what I'm saying? You just can't expect, oh, well, yeah, I done made this dog. This dog's going to be hype. I'm just going to go out, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm just going to expect everyone to come and lock
but
into
how
my
many people
dog.
actually seen Crown though? How many people you think seen Crown? They probably did the pictures, like the pictures, promotions and shit.
I've seen them.
I've seen
Yeah, I
them.
know.
I haven't seen them in
That's what
person,
I'm
but I've seen them at a
saying in
show.
person.
I
In
I've seen them in
person though.
person.
haven't seen them in the. I've only seen them at a show, but I see people next to him that I'm close with, and they just let me know if he's really hitting or missing. But a lot of people that was the people's choice for a minute. But me
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Because it's a
personally,
lot.
like when you talk about a dog just on pictures and no video, I can't do that, bro. I don't. I'm
Yeah, that's
just
a fact.
not that type
Like
of
I, but it's
person.
a,
Like
it's,
I'm gonna
my
ask
thing is,
people, like, do you think they got long backs or whatever. Like, but I want to put my hands on this stud. I want to see what I'm getting myself into, bro. I'm not going for a picture. I'm pulling up. You handing me a box. I'm not going for that. I'm just not.
Bro, like I said, bro, like it's a lot of shit. Like, I don't know. But by the end of the day, like I said, I wasn't a believer in Kobe till I seen that nigga in person. Like, he came to Philadelphia and I was able to put hands on that dog. So
Yeah.
that's one dog that's actually outside. That's a top stud that I can actually put hands on.
Yeah,
but like as
Kobe's
far as
hard.
like as far as like crowning
Oh,
all these other
Kobe?
dogs,
Yeah, man. I
it's a
done
lot of
seen
old
Kobe.
school breeders that don't even come on social media, that don't even come on Instagram. They just stick with Facebook. So and
What's
they be
going
having
on,
some
fellas?
fucking fire.
Rise and grind. What's going on?
Man,
Wizard.
nothing much, man. I just wanted to
Introduce
tap
yourself real
in.
quick.
Oh,
Introduce
this Double
yourself real
Joe,
quick.
man, the Wizard coming up out of Texas, man.
Shout out to all
Yeah,
of Texas.
I just wanted to tap in on that hype stud and what he was saying about producing the stud. Pretty much unique. I think he seen my comment. He agreed with what I was saying. It's people's choice when it comes to what stud is a stud and how popular the stud is.
Right.
But when we start talking about hype studs or hype dog, the purpose of a stud is to hype him up.
Right.
Hype is not a bad thing. Hype means that you heavily promote your dog. That's what hype is. All businesses hype up their product. They hype up their business so the people know that they are there. The people know that they have this product for sale. The people know that it comes with this feature or it has that feature or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like iPhone has the FaceTime. That's the hype. That's the hype part of the iPhone. You
Right.
can call someone and see them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No other phone has that. So
Yeah.
a lot of people get the iPhone because they know they can FaceTime whoever they want to FaceTime.
Yeah,
Right.
but that's something back in the product though. But it's a lot of hype studs. It's not. It's like their production is not back in the hype. That's what I'm trying to say.
But that's not the that's up to the buyer at that point. Every dog it has to be hyped in order for the dog game to know that that dog is even available to be used. Now,
Yeah.
once you get all your hype dogs and the dogs that being promoted is what it is, but we're using hype as it's something negative. It's not anything negative. Anyone that has dogs should be hyping their dogs up, whether it's a male, a female, or even people hype up the breeding itself to sell the puppies. It's all
Yeah.
promotion. You know what I'm saying? Hyping up your dog is not a bad thing. Now, if you're gonna go and just buy the dog because he promotes it good, then that's your fault. That's the buyer's fault. That's not the person selling the product's fault. Now, if the person selling the product is feeding you lies and being deceiving with their promotion, now that's something totally different. But it's not. It's the way that they're hyping the dog up. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta like down bottom underscore exotic says like Progressive. They have a commercial on TV every commercial break.
And one thing I learned about, I learned from my homie. Shout out my boy Pre. You know, he said, and when he said it, I actually, it makes sense. He said you got whenever you got these studs, you got a real small window that you got to get through. If not, they forget about who you are. So if you don't promote your dog or promote your stud to make him a household name, how's it you expect anybody to know who he is?
Exactly. So, and then too, like even with that, you need production off of this stud.
For sure.
But sometimes people would just go to somebody because of their name in the bully game. Like they name who weight. It don't matter what they study since they've been putting that work in for the last couple of years.
But you know why? You want to know why their name might hold weight? It's because they're probably known for producing studs.
Yeah, and they all they studs have a certain feature.
Like a lot of people might be known for throwing studs. You know what I'm saying? Like with I'm gonna use Bape and them, Lewis and them for an example. You know, they had Bape. They can come out with another stud. They ain't really have to promote him like that. People ain't really have to see him like that, but people are still gonna use him. Why? Because he was already reputable for having Bape. You get what I'm saying? So he's known for having a stud.
Right. Hey, real quick, let me tap my guy in real quick.
I got you.
Appreciate you jumping on the Bully Breakfast Club this morning, brother.
Appreciate it.
I got a question. I got a question right here.
All right, bro. Peace. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Because a lot of people holler, oh, inbreed, line breed, inbreed, line breed, inbreed, line breed. Okay, cool, got it. But a lot of people don't know the effects of doing things. For example, the guy that got on here that had the cleft lip with the pup. A bad inbreeding give you that. A bad line breeding will give you that. A bad inbreeding, a line breeding, your whole litter will die. You see what I'm saying? Or the dog don't.
Do you feel like this is just already too much before it gets to that point?
It's already been inbred enough. A lot of people don't even know that how inbred their dogs are right now before they start going inbreeding them some more. You know what I'm saying? So they'll get a dog that's inbred already, not knowing, and just, oh, this 2 times a day, blah, 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 whatever. The dog's inbred. So you go and I'm going to take this and run it back to a baked daughter or a baked son or a baked nephew, or I'm going to run it back to his great auntie or something. All you're doing is now you're finna do some more inbreeding. Yeah, they technically call it a line breeding because you inbreeding down the line, but you about to double up on some more shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's going to give you a less of a risk of saying 50% of the litter being jacked up, and you might just get one puppy that got it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, people really need to educate themselves on inbreeding and line breeding before they just jump out there and start doing it, because you're actually putting your dog's health at risk, the internal as well. You know what I'm saying? So when you inbreeding dogs, what you're doing basically is you're making their gene pool less diverse. You know what I'm saying? So you're taking some of the genes out of the dog.
So I got a question, Double Wizard. So would you not agree that you have to know when to inbreed from when not to inbreed?
Yes, you do have to know when to inbreed and when not to inbreed. There's actually a test out there for this, you know what I'm saying, called coefficient of inbreeding, to where you really want the coefficient rate to come back at 5% or less when you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? So with it being that low, you take a lot less risk of ending up with a defective litter.
Okay.
So let me read the comment from Brad, Gold Country Bully Camp 530. He says, when you inbreed, you need to use the 2 most healthy pups from the litter. They have the least flaws. If you see flaws and you inbreed, you will double down on the flaws.
And this is the thing about the inbreed. I'm not doing no inbreedings if I haven't.
If you have what?
If I haven't DNA both of those dogs, I don't care if it's what y'all want to call a line breeding or what y'all want to call an inbreeding. Because line breeding is inbreeding. I don't care how y'all want to flip it, twist it, say it. It's inbreeding. So you're running relatives together. So I'm not going to do that for the simple fact that you take a risk of not everything wrong with the dog you can see. Some dogs carry recessive genes that you're not going to be able to tell that the dog has.
Yeah, but
either one of them.
Yes, but at the end of the day, you pushing everybody to get DNA their dogs.
I mean, if you want healthy dogs, if you want healthy dogs,
I got a question for you. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right, my question is, do you not think that you can tell a healthy dog just by looking at them?
No, you can't. I mean, the dog can be healthy and still carry recessive health conditions.
But do you feel like it is more? It will be more in the visible dog or the non-visible dog?
It's going to be in both of them. Now, if the dog is visibly dead, then of course, okay, something's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because it got 2 copies of it. But if the dog is only carrying 1 copy of it, and then the male is only carrying 1 copy of it, and then when you put that breeding together, you got pups that's going to get 2 copies of that gene.
I ain't gonna lie. At this point, I feel like going that deep, people shouldn't be breeding exotics. They need to go breed like Labradors or some shit like that.
I wouldn't say that, because I got an exotic over here that just got 1 health condition right now. So I wouldn't go as far as to say that.
So
what I'm saying is,
hold on, real quick, before you continue. Pre just said you can't see a heart murmur. Is that a DNA test? A heart murmur?
No, that's a check. You can go
a health check.
That's a health check.
Yes.
About DNA test.
Yeah, DNA.
If you see a dog, I know what bro talking about. He talking about the cleft palate.
Yeah.
Or if he's just too freaky And you
Or the
know, a
dog
lot
got
of
kidney
these
stones. Like kidney stones is a genetic health condition.
Yeah, but we all can have kidney stones. My mom ain't DNA test before she made me.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
talking about we talking about the dogs though. We ain't talking
yeah,
about
but I'm just
the
saying
human.
like that. I mean, don't
If,
get me wrong. I'm not saying don't do it. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not saying
he
if
said,
you
"What
got
about?"
the
I'm
money
just,
and the time. I mean, that's cool. I mean, that's
I
salute
mean
to you.
the money.
Nah,
To be honest,
go ahead.
the money.
Hmm.
If I'm paying $10,000 for a
Hmm.
dog, I don't mind giving somebody $150 DNA test if I'm asking you $10,000 for this dog.
Nah, for real. But I'm gonna be
But
honest with you.
we
A lot of
still in the
people.
exotics,
Nah, but
bro.
what I'm saying is with these dogs, bro, we're all gonna be disappointed when we get those results back, unless your dog
Exactly.
look like a fucking pit bull. So
I mean,
at this point, once we get them DNA results back, none of us gonna be breeding with none of us. So then we need to kill us
no,
the
no,
Breakfast Club.
that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true at all. Because see, what the fact of the matter is, what it's gonna boil down to is, it's gonna allow people to match up their breeding better. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna allow people to make sure that they're gonna have puppies that's not gonna come out wearing this genetic health condition.
No,
Okay,
I
It's not
agree.
you.
let me say this real quick, Wizard. Let's just say you did that. You got a couple generations of great health, and all of a sudden you just had a litter and you pulled some from the very back of the back. Now what?
If you DNA a dog and they don't have no genetic health conditions, how is it gonna know it?
I
I
mean,
mean,
I'm just saying,
they
like,
came from somewhere.
if it, yeah, it
The
came
conditions
from
turned
the
bad.
back
Like
of the
it
back.
had
Nah,
to be healthy at
that's just
30,
like
then to be fucking cancerous at 40. Shit develops.
but
Environmental change. There's
that's
different things.
environmental though.
But
But at
what?
least give yourself a good start from the beginning, knowing okay, boom, my dog don't got what blah blah
No, no,
blah 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 blah
that
blah.
makes sense. I mean, I get what you, again. I'm not trying to say don't health check. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people to say that.
Not health check,
I,
not health check,
yeah,
not
yeah. I'm
health
not
check.
saying that. I think it's
DNA.
a great thing that you pushing that. I'm just saying that don't be. If that's the case, the breeding style will change, and I think we'll just get back to breeding pets. That's just all I'm saying. Like at
Yeah.
this point,
I mean,
but
do we want to just sell dogs to breeders, or do we want to expand horizon and
I
sell dogs to the world?
I
wait,
feel
do
Do
you
you
like
really
really
want to
have
ask?
this
dogs in
is the
I'm
the
gonna be.
field?
message.
Go
I
ahead.
feel like this message is what's going to be pushed.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you breed, okay, you're not really dealing with the cleft palate. You feel like, oh, I'm not gonna
I've
get
seen more
a full
cleft
return.
palates from outcrosses than inbreeding.
Hello.
I got cleft palate, but I got a pool of people that will still raise this dog and love this dog. Okay, now here we are with the exotics. They get an exotic. They know it's an exotic. They know it's a hybrid. The only thing that I feel like you can push is to take care of this dog, bro. Like
How can
for
you properly
real.
so check this out? How can you properly take care of the dog if you don't even know that it possibly has this condition?
But that's what I'm saying, bro. If something was to happen, then I mean, you're gonna have to just be at the vet, like vet records. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The
but
vet
I
can't
like
tell
the
you about the
John just said. If
DNA.
we sit back and DNA everything, there's like bro said. I feel like everybody's just gonna be like, I'm cool. I'm not going to that. Like, it's
Now,
not gonna
So
be.
do you
see,
feel
so
like
see,
okay?
No,
So
what
now
I'm saying. Go ahead,
my
Unique.
fault.
No, you
If
good. You
you
good.
feel like if you feel like we all DNA, let's hypothetically speaking, you feel like the game is going to turn to a better or a worse?
I feel like it'll get better because see,
Oh
a
no.
lot of people are losing dogs.
Oh
You know what I'm
no.
saying? For simple things that they don't know that's going on with the dog because he's carrying it genetically. You're not showing it like that's ALT activity. Your dog is not going to show that it has ALT activity. It's not going to show that.
And can you
You
break
see
that
what I'm saying?
down if I missed it? I'm sorry. What's ALT activity?
So ALT activity basically means that your dog's liver level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to go in, you do the health check, right? And they
Mm-hmm.
do all the blood work and everything. They be like, oh, your dog liver is cool and blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on this particular dog, the normal liver levels for dogs,
Mm-hmm.
his
Should be at a certain range. Right.
his is naturally lower
Mm-hmm.
because of that ALT activity.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go in and do that health test and it says that everything is normal,
Mm-hmm.
well, on your dog liver level is not normal. It's actually higher because it's at the normal range because his is normally lower.
Right.
So now
Now, is
the
there
doctor
certain
should be checking
medications
your
you
dog's
can get?
liver.
Is there, because I know I have liver issues myself, and I ain't gonna speak too much on it, but I eat like shit. So I know there's certain medications and certain diets that I can change to improve the liver functioning, right? So are these things
Exactly.
that when you find out that you can just treat and then continue to breed that dog, or are you saying don't breed that dog at all
You
because you found out that
can,
issue?
you can treat it and continue to breed that dog. But see, with American bullies, that's a trait that's commonly known
But
to
is that
the
a
bully.
trait or is that poor diet, poor health, poor, you know what I'm saying?
No,
That you can treat it.
that's a genetic condition that's tied to these dogs, just from the way they was bred
Do you
up in the
think
beginning.
more dogs have died from that liver function or from heat exhaustion at the show from screaming?
To be honestly, I can't just say I haven't done no analysis or
Hold on.
experience,
What
you
was
know
the
what I'm saying.
question, Daquan?
I'm
But
saying, do you think more people have died from that liver problem more than motherfuckers screaming at the show and letting their dogs overeat? Because I think most of these niggas' dogs are dying because they don't know how to take care of the dog, let a dog outside too
yeah,
long.
but
He done did
so,
this. Dog
say
choking
like
on rawhide toys and
yeah. I
eating
mean,
chicken
it's a
wings and
number
shit
of
like
ways
that.
that you can lose the dog. You know what I'm saying? But I just think we got to do our due diligence to keep the dogs healthy and alive.
No,
So just
understood.
say
No,
for
for sure.
example, so say for example, you got this top stud. He's going
Yeah.
crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's just going crazy. I'm gonna do everything to try to keep my dog alive. I know that that's what you would want to do as
No,
well.
absolutely, for sure.
So knowing that he has that condition, and when I go get him checked, I can still tell whether his liver levels is good or
No,
not good.
but see, I agree with that, but you're saying two different things. It's one thing to say we're going to get checked to keep the dogs alive and healthy. It's another thing to say that we need to check before, or I'm only going to breed based on the DNA. What I'm saying is like there's two different things, in my opinion. You know
It
what I'm saying? Like if we want to check to
definitely
keep
is. It's
your
gonna
dog,
justify. It's gonna justify your
yeah, that makes
decision.
sense for sure. I agree
You
with
see
you
what
on that.
Ryan
That
just
yeah,
said?
you 100% right.
You saw what Ryan just
But
said?
Let me see.
No, I didn't.
He said that you can spend a lot of time. You can spend a lot of time to find a health
Did he
match.
delete it? It just
No.
disappeared
he
He
when I.
pinned
pinned
it.
it. He pinned it.
Oh,
You
my fault.
spend a lot of time
Oh, okay, I'm sure.
to find a health match. You would give to post the health report on the dog so people can match up. At that point, you're not breeding for your vision.
No, that's
I
true.
mean,
What I'm
That's a
saying
good
is
nah,
they
point.
found out
that's
that a
not
certain.
that's not true, man. Because at the end of the day, it may make the process a little more tedious because now you got to go out and find the perfect dog
But
that's
what I'm
going to
saying is,
match
what if
up to what you're
all
trying
the
to
Yeah,
what
do.
if
but
all the top studs got bad livers?
Yeah. Ooh.
Like I just
Ooh.
said, it's not
Ooh.
it is not a gene that is
oh,
something bad
shit.
for your dog. It's just
So if it's
something
not a
that you
gene
need to
that's
know
bad for the dog, then what's the
because
point of we just
you
need to
need to
test it
know.
and it don't
You
affect
need to
us
know.
breeding
So
that shit, right?
the reason that you
You
need to
would
know
be
this
breaking your
because
vision.
the,
So let me hold on real quick, Richard. Real quick. You got the top stud in the game. You're like, bro, I want to breed to your dog, bro. I love this dog, man. He's phenomenal. I think my female and him will complement a great, successful litter.
Hey, that
Let's
motherfucker
do a
crybaby was fire.
let's do a DNA test. Damn, he got a bad liver. Now what do you do?
the liver.
Fuck that. He got kidney
So
stones.
this hold on. Let me say this: the dog's liver is not bad. Let's put that out there. But just because the dog has ALT activity, that does not mean that the dog liver is bad. That just means that when the dog liver is in a healthy
Mm-hmm.
state, his level is not going to be normal to what most dogs are. That's all
Okay,
that means.
I got you.
It doesn't
All right, so
mean that the
does
dog
that
liver is bad.
does that disrupt your breeding? You're
It does
going
not.
to
It would not. For me, it would not disrupt my breeding if your dog has ALT activity. It does not disrupt my breeding.
So that was probably a bad disease to bring up on.
No.
That was a bad analogy.
I was just using that to kind of show, you know what I'm saying, the importance of knowing what's in the dog to keep
Got
your
you.
dog healthy. That's all I was using that for.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's one of the ones that you can take your dog in and he can do the test and everything come back normal. And you think your dog normal when actually his liver needs to be checked. It might be something going on with it.
Got you.
So
Hey,
so if
that's
there
why I
was
use that.
something going
crybaby
on
genuine.
with it, if
Then
there,
the vet would know to, okay, we check your liver, see what it is, what's going on with it. We can get it corrected, do the
what
surgery,
if
whatever
it
we
what
need to do.
if it yeah, what if it called for all that? Would you still breed to the dog?
I mean, if something happened to the dog liver, like Deshaun said, it could be some environmental that you did that make.
But do you feel like that's gonna be passed down to your puppies?
The ALT activity might be, but the environmental issues, if you
So
take
are
care
you
of
going
your
to?
dog the same way, then
Are
yeah.
you still gonna breed to that dog then?
Yeah, I'm gonna breed to
even though it's coming down to the puppies.
Because see, this is the thing. This is the thing you got to realize right here. The dog is not gonna pass that gene to every pup in the litter.
That's what we've been saying.
That's what I'm saying.
But how are you gonna know which pup that it did pass it to or did not pass it to if you're not testing the dog? Because see, the whole fact of the matter is you want to do the breeding to better the breed.
Oh,
you
okay.
don't
Saying we
you
need
don't.
to test for this shit before we sell these to people. Puppies.
I test my shit. And my dog and my puppies come with the DNA.
No,
that's just how I
no,
rock.
that's different though. Okay, no. Okay, I'm with you on let's push into maybe let's test the animals before we sell them and place them out with other people. Okay, I get that. You know what I'm saying? Like
I do that, and
no,
then I'm also gonna be
sure.
once I get that top stud, you know what I'm saying? You can see I'm gonna have it to where you can see what's going on with the dog.
So let's say you produce the next $2 million stud right now, right? And I'm talking about that motherfucker is the shit. He on point. You open them up at 10,000 and we all flocking to spend the money, right? And then you go get them tested because obviously you put that out in the atmosphere, so we know you got to go get it tested. And
well,
then they come back, he got a stage 1 heart murmur.
This is thing right
here. Shut it down?
This is thing right here. DNA test is not going to show heart murmurs.
But
you know what
I'm saying, regardless,
no
matter if it's DNA, it's a trait that's a bad trait that's passed on. That's actually probably worse than the liver function you're talking about. So let's say that we go and check for that, and we know that that's genetic and it's passed down. Would you not? You gonna close him down and just pay home him or what?
This is the thing. This is the thing right here. Before I open up a stud, when I open up my stud, he's gonna be posted with the report. You're gonna have all knowledge of what's going on with the dog before you even try to use the dog. It's gonna be up to you.
This is so funny.
When you post him and we see that he got bad heart or something like that, are you not gonna stud him?
That's gonna be up to you all to breed to that dog.
Yeah, I thought we were trying to better the breed. Now you just that's like putting
so hold on. Let me
get
say
cancer
this.
on the back of cigarette boxes.
Let me say this. Let me say this right here. So this is basically what's going on here is the narrative is trying to be controlled away from the DNA.
Hey, bro, I'm over here crying, bro.
This is where a real breeding comes into play. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to take you're zoning in on just one specific.
But what I'm saying is, I would want to take a healthy bitch to him with a bad heart because he's gonna make them bad hearts anyway. So, and I know I don't want to take the bad heart.
That's not true. That's not true, bro. You got recessive genes and you got dominant genes.
Right.
Most healthy
obviously he got a dominant heart murmur problem, right? If that's the case.
Not necessarily, because it could be environmental. If the dog
hell no.
Now it's environmental for the heart murmur.
Whoa. Yeah, because you can feed a dog non-grain dog food and give it a heart
there's
murmur.
two types of heart murmurs when it comes to heart murmurs. One, you can have microscopic holes in the heart, and then you can also have palpitations with a heartbeat that's not beating on rhythm.
That's great.
Either way, those are genetics. I was born with a heart murmur, and I had to go do MRI until I was 10 years old.
It can be genetic.
That is
it is.
That is genetic.
It's
it
definitely
is. That's a fact.
That's genetic. Yeah, 100% is genetic.
I was born with a heart murmur. I got to ask.
I had to do that shit since I was 10.
Yeah,
I got to ask my man.
It can be genetic. It don't always have to be genetics.
But on a heart murmur is genetics.
Okay, let's say it's not. Let's say it's environmental. So when I sell my puppies and something go wrong, I'm gonna just tell them it was environmental. They got that.
If you got the paperwork to back your stuff up, then what could they say?
But your paperwork not gonna tell you if it came from environmental sources or if it came from genetic sources, right?
If you just said it was genetic, right? So the genetics would have picked
What
it
I'm
up.
saying is the only thing your paperwork is going to tell us is that your dog has the condition.
Say that again.
Only thing the paperwork is going to tell us is that the dog has a certain condition, but it's not going to say where the source of the condition came from.
No deal.
No. If you do a DNA test, it's going to tell you what's genetically in that dog, the genes. Not
what I'm saying.
Not that it got it because of environmental. The genetic is like your genetic. They run your DNA test, they're going to be able to tell you what's genetically wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? By genetics. not by what you doing out here, what you eating or you smoking or you drinking cause this. It's
Right.
gonna be able to tell you
I'm
by
saying, so you saying
genetics.
that test won't tell you about bad heart problems or anything like that?
If it's genetically, yes. If it's environmental, no, it's not gonna tell you that.
Oh, so you saying, okay, I got you. So you saying, let's say a dog got a heart murmur, but it's environmental. Even if the dog has a visible condition for a heart murmur, if it came from environmental sources, if they
That's
DNA
not
it, it's still going to come back as having a good heart.
on the
Ooh,
genetics.
ooh.
On the genetics.
No, I know, but listen, he was saying that's why the Quan has said, hypothetically speaking, if it was from environmental, would it show up as a clean heart or would it show up as, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a defective heart.
To be honest, I couldn't tell you that. I haven't ran into that yet. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't just come out and tell you that, oh yeah, it's gonna show, or yeah, it's not gonna show. But as far as genetics concerned, and in my understanding, if it's not genetically, and you run a DNA test on it genetic wise, then
Mm-hmm.
it's probably not gonna show that. That's just me though. I can't tell you that
No, I
for
feel you.
sure. That's more of the health testing, like Pre was talking about. You take the dog and get them health
So
checks.
which
So
one is actually more
before you
important,
send
the
them,
health check or the DNA
I
check?
think you need both of them.
Which one is more important?
I would say the hell.
I would say the health.
Me too.
I don't know. I can't say either one is more
Because
important
if
than
it
the other.
Oh
passes
no.
all the health checks and then you tell me it's bad on DNA, and then we switch it just like you said, and I mean, I know you can't explain it, but if let's say it fails all the health checks, but it passes the fucking DNA
DNA.
because it was all environmental, what's the
How you
point?
gonna what you gonna do
You
with that
you
dog?
neither one is more important than the other.
But
You
I'm
need
saying if
you
one of
need
if
you
the
need you
dog gets
need
a
them
health
both.
check and they tell me that the dog has a bad heart, it needs John Q, it needs a John Q heart,
Yeah.
and but it was environmental, and we go and get the DNA, and the DNA say that this is the healthiest dog on the planet, but the motherfucker heartbeat once every 26 seconds. Like,
Skips a beat. Oh
shit.
my
I'm
gosh.
gonna say, I mean, that's gonna be people gonna be pissed off because I'm gonna say the DNA say he's perfect, but this nigga heartbeat
It's
every time the beat drop.
I think the health check is a little bit more important than the DNA. I mean,
I I just can't say that one is more important than the other one. To me, you need both. Before I sell a pup, you're gonna have the DNA for sure. I'm gonna health check the pup before I send it to you. That way I know
Nah, that's
everything is
fire.
good
I
on my end.
agree with you on
So
that.
once you
That's
get
dope.
the dog, if something happens genetic, I mean on the environmental side because of something you did, I'm not responsible for that.
But
You
there's
see what
no
I'm
test
saying?
that
Oh
can prove
snap.
that was from that. So they're gonna come to you and say it was something wrong
Yeah,
with this,
yes,
right?
yes, it is because you got the genetics already that shows you that dog didn't have this, that, and the
Right. But
third
you told
going
me
on with
that
it
you couldn't tell
genetically.
from environmental.
Yeah, so when I had the dog was good on everything because of the way I was taking care of the dog. I gave you the DNA, I gave you the health check showing that everything was good, and
Mhm.
then I also told you how to take care of the dog. If you
I
get the
got
dog
you.
and be
Hey,
like,
I
oh
got you. I
nah,
feel you.
fuck that, I'm gonna go feed the dog old Roy. I'm not gonna give him this. I'm not gonna give him that what you was giving him because it's too expensive. Or I don't have the money
No, I
for that
got you.
right
So
now. I'm
hey,
gonna get
I feel
this.
you.
And you
I
cause the
definitely
dog to
get
have a
what you're
health
saying.
condition off of some
Tell me
environmental
this.
stuff.
So,
That's
and I
that's
really
not
don't
on
know.
me.
I really don't know. I just want to know when it comes to the DNA test, right? If I DNA, and I don't know, everybody on here, I'm really asking the question. When you DNA a dog for like health traits, right, or dominant recessive traits, when you health test DNA, I'm sorry, when you check DNA, is there any way for the DNA results to change with the age of the dog? Let's say you check him at 8 weeks and he has quote unquote great results of DNA. Is there any way, like, as you get older, because like I know as we get older, shit change. You know what I mean? Our health can deteriorate as we get older. How you
Hmm.
take care of yourself, whatever. You saying the DNA? If a puppy starts off great with DNA results, it's gonna die with good DNA results. It's never gonna change.
Yeah, it's gonna have the same DNA. DNA is not gonna change
Right,
unless it
but the
was
traits that we're looking
scientifically
for is
altered.
like looking for certain. I don't know how to explain it.
So
Okay,
look,
but you saying the DNA shouldn't change. If it says that it has good, I'm gonna say hips, joints, whatever. That's gonna always be the same. I feel okay.
yes, yes, the DNA is not
So
gonna
you
change unless it's
don't got to
scientifically
worry
altered
about
some
you
type of way.
selling a dog with the DNA results saying it's good, and then at a year later they do a test and they come back abnormal, and they be like, "Yo, I did DNA too, and it says it's abnormal, but he, 2 years old now versus when you did it when he was a puppy." You saying that that's no way that can happen?
Not unless it was scientifically, they alter DNA all the time. So that's something that's going to be have to scientifically done. You're not just going to get that dog saying this is his DNA, and then 2 years later, oh, his DNA changed to this.
Right,
Nah,
but when you
that's
talk
just
about
like saying
okay, wait, let me what when you say DNA, are you mean DNA is just the makeup of the dog?
Right.
the
That has nothing to
DNA.
do with
This is
the traits of the
yes,
health.
yes. DNA. When I DNA my dogs, it tell me everything from the genetic health
No, but
conditions,
that's
saying
different.
it might have.
Genetic health conditions and
Hold
DNA
on,
not the same.
hold on.
Sure,
Let me go all the way through
no,
it.
for sure. Go
So,
ahead.
it tells me everything from the genetic health conditions to the traits of the dog. And when I say traits of the dog, I mean by how big it's gonna be, how long the hair gonna be, muscling around the neck, the muzzle length, the tail, the
Hmm.
everything. It's gonna give me all of the color panel on the dog. It's
Right,
also
but
gonna let me know
that's not all DNA though.
what breeds of dogs is inside of this dog.
Right, but
It's going to tell me the
okay,
full breakdown of the dog.
right, okay. But I'm saying maybe I'm wrong, but DNA consists of chromosomes split from half both the mom and the dad that comes together to make up the dog that we see or the person or whatever. And
Yes.
within those strands of DNA, you have different trait genetic codes that can give you this and break down this, this, and this, and this. So those traits and genetic codes that we find are within the DNA strand, but that's not part of that is not the DNA itself, right? Like that,
Yeah,
that's like a part of it. Like,
that's what makes up the DNA is what makes up the chromosomes.
right. But what I'm saying is like, okay, a car is a car, but then you still have wheels, an engine, and all that together makes the car.
So
But
I'm glad you
a
said
wheel
car.
by itself is still a
So
wheel. If you have a
when you
wheel
go
problem, a tire problem, or
when you
a
go
rotor
buy
problem,
the a car,
yeah.
right? The car is going to come with a manual.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to tell you everything you need to do with that car to keep it running.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same way the DNA that I do is.
Right, but what I'm saying
That,
is that DNA, when you keep preaching the DNA, like when we pushing DNA, when we say a car with that manual, right?
mm-hmm.
A car still drive down the street with 3 wheels on it. But if it's,
Exactly.
but that's
I,
not gonna
I, I
be
mean,
the best ride, right? What I'm
Right.
saying is
exactly.
you need all these little components to make up certain things. So within that DNA, the DNA that as you breaking it down, you're still gonna have smaller things that comprise and come together to make this whole entire DNA chart. So the DNA that you're speaking about versus the health, those are two different things.
Nah,
All right. Look, fellas, real
Yeah,
quick, man. We coming
go ahead,
down to a 2-minute warning.
man.
Hey,
You need to go over, man. To go to 12, man.
I can't. It's about to cut off in exactly 2 minutes. Hey, Joe the Wizard, bro. I respect your mind, bro. I respect how you really
Absolutely.
are putting it on the breeders that this topic is important.
Very
I did.
Nevertheless, it
important.
is important. You know
Let
what
me
I'm
just say
saying?
this real quick. Let me say this just real
Only
quick.
got hold on. We only
Go ahead.
all right.
Go ahead.
Just make it quick, bro, because we literally got like a minute 30.
Okay. So I'm just saying this real quick. Everybody keep asking like how we gonna push the game forward. I just feel like this is how we're gonna do it. People, the most complaints we get about these dogs is that these dogs die soon. They die early. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I just think this is going to be a way to push the breed forward and have dogs that live 10 years or whatever and still keep the exotic look.
Yeah.
It's going to be a process. Is it going to happen tomorrow? No, but it's definitely going to take some time.
No, for sure. But with that being said, everybody make sure y'all follow the Bully Breakfast Club. If y'all are looking for free promo, the Bully Breakfast Club offers that for the whole community. I want to sit back and thank Double Joe the Wizard, Daquan Jackson for jumping on here with us.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
it's been a pleasure, y'all, for sure. And thank you to everybody that helps keep this platform just rolling every morning, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., man. Y'all have a blessed weekend. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Link is in the
Absolutely.
bio. All episodes. If you're looking for a specific episode, I got them, you know what I'm saying, marked with a special guest for that episode. So, yeah, thanks again, everybody. Y'all have a blessed weekend. Make sure y'all take care of them dogs, and make sure y'all go get a DNA and health test. This is the Bully Breakfast Club. Let's eat!